right, happy Friday, y'all. We are just getting back from a court date, finally, after a year and a half of getting my ticket and backpedaling and all this other stuff with the state on trying to get this court date done. But finally got done with my court date. Those that are new or don't know what's going on or went on, right after Thanksgiving in 2023, I got a ticket for being over width and over length on a Kentucky state highway, Kentucky 239 to be more specific, in the town of Casey, Kentucky. Like I said, I wrote a ticket for being over length and over width while being empty. I was running down to pick up a load, pulling flatbed. What I did not know at the time was Kentucky has designated and undesignated highways for trucks. The road I was on wasn't considered a designated highway, even though there was no signs stating one way or the other whether it was a truck route or not. But according to, and this is an older map, but according to Rand McNally, the route was considered a truck route and was not a restricted route. What I learned today, and this probably pertains more to truck drivers that watch my channel, and hopefully new people see it, because I don't want to see nobody else wind up in the situation that I was in. But what I have learned, for years this has been our gospel as far as going on restricted routes, staying on truck routes and things like that. For years, this has been our go-to for information, especially for guys that know how to use it like me. But the state of Kentucky, part of their argument that got me beat was the fact that this isn't from their state. This is Rand McNally. Rand McNally is not Kentucky. And their argument was that I should have got on their website and looked at their mapping and their restricted routes versus what Rand McNally had to offer. I'll probably do a video a little more in depth explaining the ticket I got, but they have a different map than what is, granted it's the state of Kentucky, but they have a map with the routing that they have approved. So right here where it says Casey at, where that little dot is, that's where I got my inspection at, and that's where I got my ticket. This is a colored roadway, and it's not listed as a restricted route. Granted, just south of there is, but trucks run up down this road all the time, coming back and forth to Union City, back up to Clinton, or coming over to Hickman. So there's truck traffic up and down this road. It is less than 15 miles from Clinton here, which is also my name, to the state line right here. So according to the Kentucky map, and I wish I would have got a copy of what their map is, which shows the whole state of Kentucky. According to their map, none of these roads really exist, except for, from what I could tell, which their map was hard to read, this road right here was the only one that existed. None of these roads exist. None of these roads are certified, besides this little stretch right here. Honestly, if you go to the bigger section, like none of these are there, none of these are there. Just little, you might see one little line going through, but a lot of these little roads in between the interstates don't exist on their map. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you drive a truck, a standard conventional truck like I do, my truck's 69 feet long with the way I got the fifth wheel set up. If I stretched it out, we'd be 70 feet. But if you drive a truck and you're going to the state of Kentucky, I want you to know that they got a website to go to. This website right here, drivekentucky.com. But you can go to that website, you can get their map of their routings that they want trucks on versus the Rand McNally. It's news to me for Rand McNally not to be, more or less the gospel for, figuring your routing. For years and years and years, I've always been told, don't trust GPS, don't trust internet. I'll be dipped if in that courtroom I was told, go to that website, and I guess if you run all 48, and heck, I guess, the one rare oddity of somebody that actually runs all 50 United States, I guess if you're going to run routes that you're not familiar with, that aren't interstate, that are state highways, I'm going to say go research the state and see if they have a website with specific truck routes to avoid getting a ticket. Because let me tell you, this is my first this is my first actual court case, we'll call it. I don't get in trouble. I do what I can, keep my nose clean. I've made a video before, you got to protect your CDL. For years, I've always been told, Rand McNally, map book. Well, now I guess technology has changed, so, I want to keep my trucking friends safe, like I said, I guess it's a bad call on my part. So, the officer was very respectful during the traffic stop. I didn't agree with the way he did it. He could have just said, hey, you're on a restricted route. I'm going to inspect your truck real quick. This is the rules. Don't do it again. I would have drove on. He could have ran my record and seen I got a clean record. And that's all it took. I would have put it in gear, went on down the road, made my phone calls to Billy and the old man. Said, hey, if we get caught on this road again, they're going to write us tickets. And that would have been the end of it. And I guess that was the principle of us actually taking it to court instead of just paying the ticket. Between that, we don't want it on a record or anything like that. So, at the end of the day, like I said, I guess we're going to go a new age for all my old school friends. We're going to go a little new age, do a little internet research, I guess, on your truck routes. Like I said, Rand McNally showed it was okay. We got comfortable running the route, and one of the locals didn't like it. And it wasn't just pinpointed at us. They said they ended up writing 9 other trucks tickets for the same exact thing there that same day. So that's a statewide law. It's not just that particular area. It wasn't that county. It's a statewide thing. And I guess if you really want to look at it, it's going to come down to where you're at and what you have for a jury, or however you want to do it, your prosecuting attorneys or whatever. But I just want to give you guys a quick update. I know I've talked a lot about, kind of mentioned this court case over the past year and a half, and just wanted to give you guys an update. Guilty as charged. All because of ignorance, and in all reality, ignorance can be used as an excuse, and I've always been told excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink. So, lesson learned, noted. We'll move on to the next one. So, y'all stay safe out there. God bless you. We'll catch you later.